Hello learners, today we are going to look at a very important skill that can make a big difference in your KCSE results, and that is how to answer essay-based questions. In paper 3, essay tests not just your knowledge of the text, but also your ability to think critically and express yourselves clearly. Many students lose marks because they either misinterpret the question, write relevant points, or fail to organize their answers properly. By the end of this session, you will understand how to read and interpret essay questions, how to plan and structure your essays, and how to avoid the common mistakes that examiners often highlight. This will give you confidence to face KCSE essay questions and score higher marks. Let's move very fast onto the first item, and that is KCSE English Essays Test. You may ask yourself, what does the essay test? Essays first test the content mastery, that is the knowledge of the set text and the moral issues that are in there. Also, it tests the organization of ideas and the language use, that is the grammar, the vocabulary, and the fluency. Yes, there may not be marks for this, but the pleasantness of how you bring your ideas come at 4 in giving the marks and agreeing on the outright mark that's awarded to a candidate. In short, a good essay is that which is clear, relevant, and well explained. The first thing you do when you get an essay question is to understand the question. Candidates read the question carefully. I recommend 2 to 3 times. While you are reading, you are supposed to identify the task words. For example, discuss, explain, illustrate, compare, or show how. Many a times KCSE nowadays lead the questions or lead the students into what the question demands. For example, nowadays it's a little bit clearer. They may say a question like, looking at a character specifically, discuss how this character bring out an issue within the text. Also, you are supposed to identify the key themes or characters or the issues. Remember, essay is about the moral issue. When we say key themes, we want to see how well you know the issues are related to an end. That is to mean this, that when somebody does a good thing, we are expecting rewards. And when that person does something which is not good, we are expecting punishment. Sometimes the questions may not be that obvious. It may bring or may ask a student to look at how determination is brought out in a text. It is therefore upon learners to know that when we have determination, it ultimately leads to success. Whenever you are reading the question, try and paraphrase the question in your own words for easy understanding before answering the question. Under planning, After now you've understood the question, now you go to the planning of the essay. Here, we brainstorm the key points. I'll advise that whenever you have a pencil, you underline key points. I'll make a short outline, that is the introduction, body and conclusion, in form of a plan that will guide you to arrange the points logically, that is chronological, thematic, or character based. Of importance is that candidates should ensure that every paragraph addresses one idea. For instance, if you are talking about an issue like betrayal or determination from a character, and you have been asked to look at very many characters who had determination, and for one reason or another you bring the same character in different paragraphs, then only the best out of the two paragraphs will be marked and the other one will be neglected, leading to lower scores in the essay total marks. Here we need to understand the structure of an essay. An essay, we have three parts, that is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Under the introduction, we are expecting the learners to bring in an introduction that is general or an introduction that is contextualized. Very first, a general introduction is that introduction that answers the question without mentioning characters in the text. For instance, if you have been asked to write an essay about determination, a person may want to say under the introduction that hardworking people always end up enjoying later in life the fruit of their labor. That could sum up to be a general introduction. However, the contextualized is one that gets characters from the text and try to answer the question or the introduction with the characters in the text. For example, we can say that from a text like the Samaritan, that Nicole was determined to ensure a free and fair Maracas municipality, and in the end she succeeded when the corrupt officials are arrested. After the introduction, we are required to write a body with at least 4 paragraphs. Like I said earlier, that each paragraph is equals to 1 point, and we require evidence from the text. Here, the weight of the paragraph will be determined by the weight of the evidence from the text. Learners are encouraged to use quotes or examples from the text where possible. Lastly, we have the conclusion, and the conclusion summarizes the main points or reinforces the thesis or the main point. Here, we discourage people from repeating the question. Quite a number of students end the conclusion by, "It is true that determination leads to success," while the question was, "Determination leads to success." That kind of conclusion is not summative and at times may not attract some marks. So it is important that when you are writing the conclusion, you summarize the main point. Here you can summarize either by a proverb or paraphrasing briefly what your moral issue is. Also, whenever we are writing essays, we look at language and style. Learners are encouraged to use formal English to avoid slang and short forms, and also vary sentences which bring the pleasantness of the paragraph. We are also encouraged to link paragraph with connectors like firstly, in addition, however, and on the other hand. Let us look at the common mistakes to avoid when writing an essay. Number one, copying the question as an introduction. Whenever you copy the question or repeat the keywords of the introduction, that will amount to no introduction. Number two, narrating the story instead of analyzing. Quite a few students I have seen narrate the story without answering the question, hoping that they will bump into answers as they narrate the story. It is key to note that it is not the work of the examiner to answer the question for you. The question should be answered by the candidate, and therefore all that will be required or will be considered as narration and therefore will not be awarded. Next is writing irrelevant points. Irrelevant will mean that points that are not in the marking scheme or misinterpreting the question. For instance, you have been told to write about the benefits of going to school and you twist the question into writing the disadvantages of not going to school. Then that will be treated as irrelevant point and will not attract any point. 4 is mixing characters. Some students have been known to mix characters or to forget characters in totality. Whenever characters are mixed, we consider that as a textual error, and therefore we sometimes penalize students for mixing these characters by awarding unpointed, or in very rare cases, we assume that the person you are talking about is the one that is in the marking scheme. But I would advise that we avoid the mixing of characters, especially in the short stories. Lastly, writing too short or too long essays. In the instruction, there is an instruction that limits the students to 350 to 400 words. Therefore, if you write too short an essay, you will have already penalized yourself because you cannot bring in all the points in a short essay. Whereas a too long essay will be treated as too long and therefore will attract a penalty of 2 marks. That is, 2 marks will be deducted from the total score that the candidate will score. Let us look at the sample approach. The question example is, show how betrayal is a significant theme in Fathers of Nation. Under your preparation, you will have an introduction and you will have to paraphrase the question in line with moral issue that define betrayal in the context. This is to mean this, that the question asks us to show how betrayal is a significant theme in Fathers of Nation. Therefore, it's upon us to know this, that betrayal leads to people suffering at the end. For us to bring that in the introduction, we have to bring the element of suffering that is not brought out in the question. After that, we come to the body points and we try to see the types of betrayal that are in Fathers of Nation. First, we see there's political betrayal. Second, there's betrayal in personal relationship. For example, the likes of Professor Kimani. Betrayal of citizens by the government. Here you can see the like of Etuahir. And lastly, betrayal of citizens by the leaders. So wide here, one can be seen when people are expecting the heads of state to bring goodies to their countries, but they end up suffering because first, there were shanty houses were demolished, water was diverted into a place where the heads of states were convening, and therefore leading them to suffer. Conclusion, like I said before, we need to come up with a conclusion that summarizes all this, and we can say that the conclusion here is tied to moral issue, and that is that betrayal leads to suffering. Now let us look at the examination tips. Whenever you are given an essay, try and manage your time well. That is, try to use 40 minutes per essay. Underline keywords in the question, stick to relevant points, and revise your work before submission. This happens in every subject, not only in English, and learners have been known not to proofread their work before submitting. Therefore, they end up maybe losing some marks or even failing to bring in something or an answer that would have helped them get higher scores. Therefore, in conclusion or in closing, success in KCSE requires 1. Careful reading, good planning, clear expression, and lastly, but not the least, practice. Practice makes perfect. So after this, you may go and look for an essay question and try to bring those ideas that we have discussed into practice. With those few remarks, I wish you all the best in your upcoming exams. Until next time, goodbye.